Welcome to Animal Atlas. Come with us around the globe and explore the animal world and its jungle animals and desert creatures. We'll meet wildlife on the savannah and see our underwater friends. And animals from the Arctic Circle. Anywhere, everywhere animals live. It's always an adventure. Today on Animal Atlas, we're spending a day in the life of a great ape from Africa. Who might that be? No, orangutan, you're definitely a great ape. But you hail from Sumatra, the largest island entirely in Indonesia. And not from Africa, sorry. And no, gibbons are neither great apes, nor do they come from Africa. Though these lovely creatures are apes, smaller apes, who live in tropical and subtropical rainforests in Asia. In the general vicinity of the orangutan, in fact, those coats, whether blonde and silky, or long and red, definitely belong to our Asian apes. But a great ape from Africa? Yes, the gorilla fits that description. So does the bonobo, who is sometimes called the pygmy chimpanzee. But our day in the life is going to be with the chimpanzees from St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri, a modern and thriving city on the banks of the Mississippi River. Nearly smack dab in the middle of the United States. St. Louis was named by 17th century French explorers after King Louis IX of France, a 13th century king, who never actually lived in Missouri or visited there, or even ever heard of this vibrant place, since it didn't yet exist when King Louis did. Oh well. But as the only canonized king of France, lots of nice places bear St. Louis's name. Probably even a chimp or two somewhere. Right, Louis? In 1803, St. Louis, along with Missouri, was acquired by the United States from France as a result of the Louisiana Purchase, a deal brokered during the term of President Thomas Jefferson. Are you following this? Fast forward ahead 100 years to the 1904 World's Fair, held in St. Louis, which transformed the city. Most importantly, where our chimpanzees are concerned, this was the informal birth year of what was to become the St. Louis Zoo. See this walk-through giant bird cage? It dates back to the 1904 World's Fair. And a number of other buildings were built not long after. Over a 90-acre site in Forest Park. St. Louis is known not only for its French and German heritage and its Victorian past, but also for some of its most special inhabitants, the chimpanzees of Fragile Forest. Ha! Did you think that there were actually some great apes who were native to North America? Like the brown bear? Or the bison? Or the prairie dog? Or the mountain lion? No, these chimpanzees are immigrants, just like the French and Germans from centuries ago. Or like folks from other countries, who have come to St. Louis seeking a new life. A life as good as it gets for these chimps in the Fragile Forest. It's true that these chimps are not here of their own free will. They are animals in captivity. But this captivity is as good as it gets. Here at Chimpanzee Refuge, the 8-member chimp family lives in a space surrounded by rocky cliffs. The landscaping reproduces their native habitat as close as possible, including a humid forest, complete with waterfalls, streams, deciduous forests, and mixed savanna. Fire hoses replicate vines, and there are huge deadfall trees arcing upward into the sky. The same sky that covers the chimp's native Africa. It's not the wildlife, but it's a good life, here in St. Louis. The fact is, these animals are an endangered species where they come from in Africa. Once, there were more than 1 million chimpanzees in the tropical rainforests, lowland, and mountain forests of Western and Central Africa. but that number has dwindled to less than 150,000 in the wild. What has happened to them? First off, as human civilization expands, the chimps lose their habitat. Then, diseases like the Ebola virus are fatal to chimpanzees just like they are fatal to us. After all, we have more than 98% of our DNA in common. The pet trade takes a terrible toll on these animals. It's been estimated that for every baby chimp captured, 10 adult chimps are killed. Why? Chimpanzees are social animals who have strong social bonds a lot like we have. A mother and her relatives will die trying to protect the baby. To these animals, taking a youngster from them is not a simple capture, it's kidnapping. In our human terms, that's a terrible crime. And so it is to the baby chimp's family. Maybe worst of all is the capture of these apes for the bushmeat trade. Bushmeat is sometimes considered a gourmet food, and there are humans that will slaughter these animals, and these too, for a meal. Despite our 98% in common DNA. But that won't happen here in St. Louis, where the patron saint is an old French king, where the parks are expansive, and the zoo is a refuge for a family of 8 chimpanzees, 3 males and 5 females. Let's meet Hugo, Cinder, Smoke, Tammy, and Bakari, Holly, Jamiyu, and Minzy. When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll look closer at a chimp's life at the zoo. But first, let's see if you can guess this animal fact. Generally speaking, a chimpanzee is A. Twice as strong as a man. B. Equally as strong. C. Half as strong. Or D. 7 times stronger. The answer coming up when we return to Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? Generally speaking, a chimpanzee is... The answer is D. 7 times stronger than a man. That's strong. I bet even you're impressed. What's even more remarkable is that an adult male chimpanzee generally weighs close to 140 pounds, making the chimp smaller than the average male human, yet stronger nevertheless. Much of this animal's strength is in those long arms that each can bear the animal's weight as it climbs, or swings, or hurries along on the ground. Now, one of the great delights at places like the Chimpanzee Refuge of the Fragile Forest is that it affords us the wonderful opportunity to observe a group of animals quite closely. Though it might be debatable as to who is observing who. Here, we are privy to their behaviors and able to note the physical characteristics they share as a species, as well as the differences between individuals. What's the first thing you've observed about your neighbors at the zoo, Mr. Orangutan? Well, yes, male chimpanzees don't have cheek pads, like you do. Cheek pads are unique to the orangutan in the world of the great apes, in the same way that a mane is unique to the lion among members of the big cat family. Both cheek pads and manes serve to make the animal look bigger and therefore more scary looking to any would-be predator or rival. Though they lack those distinctive cheek pads, size does matter in the world of chimpanzees. Males are larger than females, and it's generally the larger, stronger male who is dominant among other males. But where brute strength will often suffice in many animal species, a dominant chimp requires intelligence, leadership ability, and even negotiating skills. Yes, orangutan, you too are incredibly intelligent, but by nature, you are a solitary animal, seldom found in the wild in the company of other orangutans, with the notable exception of a mother orangutan and her baby. This, quite clearly, is a close, loving, devoted relationship that will span the 8 years of this young orangutan's childhood. But more often than not, it's just the two of them deep in the forests of Sumatra. Or here at the Orangutan Refuge at Fragile Forest. No, unlike the orangutan, chimpanzees live in large, complex communities made up of family groups. A chimp community can number close to 100 individuals, while family groups tend to number between 6 to 10 individuals. Right now, 12-year-old big boy Hugo, at an astounding 220 pounds, is the alpha male, or leader of the troop. But that doesn't mean the other males don't have a significant place in the family. Meet Smoke, the gentle and wise symbolic grandfather of the group. At 39 years old, he's elderly by chimp standards, since chimpanzees just live to be 50 years in captivity, though far less in the wild. Smoke is the lowest ranking male, and the physically weakest due to age. But in chimpanzee world, older members are treated like elder statesmen, with respect and deference. Smoke is easygoing, patient, and tolerant, and he teaches and cares for the youngest member of the troop, baby Tammy, an orphan, who is just 3 years old. Tammy is not Smoke's actual granddaughter, but they are members of the same family. And Grandpa is an honorary title that comes with reverence and a whole lot of love. Smoke does have a biological daughter in the troop, however, one of the most striking chimpanzees of all, Cinder. Yes, Cinder has no hair. At 11 years old, she has been hairless most of her life. But no one in the chimpanzee family has ever seemed to notice or to mind. Cinder was born with hair, but when she was just a few months old, all of her hair fell out because of an autoimmune disease called alopecia universalis. Cinder's condition is not confined to great apes. Humans have it as well. An estimated 1.7% of our population is as hairless as Cinder. The good news? Smoke's hairless but beautiful daughter is as healthy and happy as baby Tammy, the chimp with boundless energy. Unlike the long, red, Rapunzel-like hair of the enchanting great apes from Asian forests, chimpanzees in general are prone to baldness, patchy coats, and receding hairlines, which is one of the reasons that these animals are so profoundly individual-looking. Kind of like us, come to think of it. That's not to say that the gorillas aren't unique. Hey, a gorilla's nose print is as individual as our human fingerprints. Really? When we come back to Animal Atlas, we'll take a closer look at more of the chimpanzee's distinctive physical characteristics. But first, let's see if you can guess this next animal fact. Chimpanzees communicate using A. Facial expressions, B. Sounds, C. Gestures, or D. All of the above. Don't go away, the answer coming up right after this on Animal Atlas. We're back. Did you guess the right answer to our question? Chimpanzees communicate using? The answer is D, all of the above. Yes, indeed. Chimpanzees are the great communicators of the great apes. They use facial expressions, gestures, and sounds to communicate to their family members. And interlopers, too. Gentle touch in a chimpanzee's world is used as we use it, as affection. As a proffer of reassurance, gentle, loving touch is also quite apparent in the world of the orangutan. The mother, Mira, clearly adores her baby, 1-year-old Ruby, and shows her orangutan love with cuddles and ape kisses, and remarkably gentle touch. Those gestures look almost human, don't they? What we mustn't do, however, as we observe our ape friends, is to assume that they are aping us. Their gestures, facial expressions, and sounds often mean something completely different than what we would expect. For example, a grin is not a smile in Chimp's world. When a chimp is frightened or excited, it warns others by making a fear grin. Flashing pink gums and white teeth is a distinctive signal, but not one of happiness, one of fear. Young apes, including both chimpanzees and orangutans, can often be observed on their own practicing threatening gestures, such as staring, showing their teeth, or slapping the ground. A baby ape smacking the ground or jumping up and down may look cute to us. But if we came across this scene in the wild, we'd run away, trembling with fear. Well, maybe if you were full grown. Maybe. Just keep practicing, you'll get it right. Chimps in particular are well equipped physically for their foraging lifestyles. They are adept climbers who use their long arms to swing in the trees, in the manner of the much lighter apes, the gibbons. In the wild, chimps spend time in the trees and on the ground searching for fruit, which is not only their favorite food, but also the bulk of their diet. Chimps, with their remarkable opposable thumbs and opposable big toes, are agile and acrobatic. Our grandpas smoke, notwithstanding. And chimpanzees are comfortable in the trees, though they can't swing like this for long distances. Chimps mostly travel on the ground, often covering more than 4 miles a day in their search for food. And do you notice how they're walking? This is the great ape knuckle walk. Because their arms are so long, a good 10% longer than their legs, and often because their upper body is so heavy, especially for the barrel-chested gorilla, apes walk quadrupedally, or on all fours, most of the time. See how they walk on the flat soles of their feet? Just like we do. But also on the knuckles of their hands. Something we erect-walking humans generally don't do. Yes, our chimps can stand erect if they want to, and even walk bipedally if they are carrying something. But when you can knuckle walk swiftly, keeping a close eye on the ground for fallen fruit, who needs upright? Compared to the delicate, tiny ears of the orangutan, our chimps have large ears, which are essential for picking up the calls of other chimps in the forest. Chimps have a wide variety of facial coloration, but constant are the hairy foreheads and the bare brows. Just the opposite of our human eyebrowed brows and bare foreheads. But both patterns draw attention to the eyes. Eyes are as important in the chimp's world as they are in ours. Eyes are not only the window to the primate soul, eyes are expressive and a way to communicate, along with gestures and vocalizations. Besides big ears, chimps have big heads. Not as big as the gorillas, of course, but pretty big nonetheless. A gorilla needs a big head to hold all of its grinding teeth, since this great ape eats only vegetation. But our omnivorous, or vegetation and meat-eating chimps, actually have a thinner skull that houses their much bigger brain in comparison to their body size. We did mention their intelligence, didn't we? And it's their intelligence that has challenged the zookeepers to keep them on their opposable toes. How about puzzle boxes built into the walls filled with fruit treats? Hey, figure out the coded shape and you too can crack the code and reap the rewards. No, this is not the wild, but for Smoke, Tammy, Cinder, and the rest of the chimp family, the fragile forest at the St. Louis Zoo is the next best thing. There's lots to do, challenges to be met, but best of all, there's room to roam. And to be by yourself, if you want to be, with family comfortably nearby. This is, after all, the same sky and sun and moon that looks down on distant Africa. And sometimes, just sometimes, it's hard to tell that home is more than 6,000 miles away. Old St. Louis can be proud. For more fun animal facts and news, visit our website at animalatlas.tv.
The internet is saying.
See you there. Don't go away. Animal Atlas will be right back. Until next time on Animal Atlas.
Frank!
Steve?
You smell that?
All I ever smell is bear.
You, sir! And you! Ah!
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Hey, Tim.
Gloria! I've got bird flu.
Aw.
Hey, did you hear Steve the rat fell off a bridge? Wake up!
Oh, no, 5 more minutes. Let's know the cadence.
Gentlemen, we'd better leave.
Yes, we better have. Yeah, you better run.
I didn't order this.
Come here, you.
Once again, we've traveled the globe from North and South America to Africa and Asia to Australia and every fascinating place in between. We've met all kinds of incredible animals and learned some important facts about their ability to survive and flourish on our planet. And with our help, we'll make sure they're around for a long time to come. Join us next week for another amazing adventure on Animal Atlas.